Now let's get into the class today. Today's topic is the huge of God. Okay? The God is too big thing for our people, the human beings. However, today we discuss about God, but only when the everyone of philosophy. So if that is the true and religion, that is exactly different from the philosophy. Then if that is the religious God, we cannot discuss to each other. It depends on the God who believe in. So Christians and Muslims and communists have different ideas. However, if only within a philosophy, then we can discuss in the same table. Then here the discussion about the God. Then mainly about the existence or the concept of God. These are the main ideas we have to discuss about the God. Then, section number 1. Section number 1. That is the idea of God. Usually, we talk about the God, the idea of God. God is often defined by theism as a perfect being. But what does this mean? Usually, definition God is perfect. It is often talked about that, and we discuss and study on what is the perfect here. Here are the 6 kinds of perfect here. 6 kinds of perfect. Number 1 is omniscient. Omniscient. And also omnipotent. And also wholly good. And immortal. Then extemporal. And unchangeable. Let me expand one by one. The first one, omniscient, that means God knows everything. So nothing he has, he doesn't know. So he knows everything. Then omnipotent, is a power, then He's almighty and He can do anything and nothing He cannot do. Holy good and God is the existence of good, only good, and no other than good, as no evil in His. Next one, immortal, He never died, He never perished, He never disappeared. And the Christian world, that is the world we live in, is the place of physics, and time and space, and those are the three-dimensional place we live in. However, God Himself, from the beginning, He is there and more than and bigger than the time. That is extraordinary existence. That is the Christian world. So, even the time finished, He doesn't finish. Then number 6 is unchangeable. Unchangeable means that God is God and nothing changes because doesn't never change. These are the definitions of God is perfect. This is the idea of God. However, it is the definition of can or not. It depends person to person. Okay, now let's go on to think about the number 2, omnipotence. Omnipotence. So, omnipotence, the second one, just reason that God is the ideal of God. So almighty and He can do anything. So He's a to-do list, can climb to the mountain, fight tumors, eradicate disease, and stop global warming. So anything you can do. So the God has list everything He can do, almighty. However, here's a big paradox of omnipotence. Paradox of omnipotence is this. So, can He create anything? Can He touchstone that He cannot lift? So, in this case, question is, can He create a storm? It's easy to generate a storm, it's easy to make a storm. How to choose a storm? It's okay, it's possible. However, if He can create this storm which He cannot lift, too heavy or any possibility he cannot, then he can. In this case, if you count with the stone, that is not his creation is not good enough. And if he cannot, this is the proof that he is not omnipotent. So, this is the paradox of omnipotence. Do you understand? Okay? Okay, this is the paradox of omnipotence. Let's go on to next one, number 3. Number 3, walking along the paradox. So, that is the same as the paradox of omnipotence. And at this point, you could say, well, he can expect even the omnipotent being able to do just anything. Take Bertrand, bodiless force and bodiless force. Here's a thought experiment. Bodiless force. Okay, bodiless force. Here is the body, but this is unseen and not here. So, here's no body and real structure. This is bodiless force. Then, how does the bodiless force can omnipotent? So, can he touch his sort of things? So, he is omnipotent without any seen body, tangible body, so bodiless force. So, he needs to be defeated, just he can do anything. Then, how about can he touch his body, a nose, or hands and back and those things? This is an idea that's working on a paradox. So, here's everything here, like a square or those things. Okay, now let's go on to number 4. The problem of evil. Evil problem is about this number 3, whole good. Evil problem is about the problem of evil. Then, if the God is good, perfect. In that case, how come as the evil exists? How come evil exists? That is a question we can see. This is a problem of evil. then God is all good, and good cannot create evil. Everything that distance or the substance that's present must be the generated the spring or the base of it, anything from that. That is that enough to be able, yes or no, that's very difficult to see. And about this discussion, there's two discussions about this. Then the problem we actually only a problem though, if also they believe that God is omniscient or omnipotent. So here's an example to see. Is God omniscient? Then here's a yes and no. No and yes. Then is God omnipotent? Okay, so the earth is omniscient. Omniscient, yes. So he should stop the evil. Then if omniscient no, so does it no? How to stop evil? Okay? Then, after God is omnipotent, is no, then can't stop. Everything knows. That is not that God is perfect. And if the omnipotent, yes, so can stop evil. So in this case, God to make the good things. So, the evil mustn't exist anymore. So, in this case, evil mustn't exist. And in this case, omniscient and omnipotent no, that is God is not what definition. That is not what is found. So, these are the evil problem. And either way, God is not the God that God is, then it ever must exist or must not exist. So these are the two. This is not the religious kind of thinking, different from the curiosity of the Christianity. Then that is only because of the curiosity of philosophy. So in this case, that is not the proof whether evil is or God is. That is the discussion. Okay? All right. Now let's go on to number 5. Okay. Now we discuss about number 5, being free to choose. Being free to choice is based on the free will. Idea of free will. In many religions, idea of free will, people are free to choose what they do with their lives, and is very important. And some philosophers argue that free will is a great good in itself, and so important that God wants people to have it. But as long as we have free will, it doesn't mean we really are able to choose the bad things. So, that is not free will. So, everyone has, and also God gave us. This was, and He wants us to have. Then, so, do we choose? No. Do we pick to choose? We get to choose evil. So, in this case, if we have the will, we have a chance to choose evil, and that is another way of the evil problem to discuss about. Then we should suffer from evil, and do we have the free will that is good or not? Then number 6. Number 6 is here, waiting to believe. The opposition with many plus have to try to show there are good arguments based on the reasoning for believing God. Here's one, there is a paper to understand. So, usually we get you believe in God. Yes, I believe in God. That is religion. And this is philosophy. So, we need some reason to believe that God exists. Then there's the several types of thinking. Number 1, that is from argument from designing. And one is beautiful. So because the world is beautiful and filled with creatures and to fit standard and environment extraordinarily well, that's the good design for that. So creatures, there, environment. Let's express and reason circulate force. Then number 2, let's say the fine-tune argument. Fine-tune argument. Just a for example here. If the laws of nature have an essence or slightly different, our reality words do not have existed. So, the first one is the law of nature. That is fine-tuned. Then next one, number 2, the probability of things being the way they are very, very small. In other words, amazing that our reality exists at all. So, the possibility to be here. So, what we are here and what we have here are the possibility, but very, very small possibility to create the world and earth and everything. And number 3, it seems unbelievable that something with such tiny probability existing could be the existence by chance. So, unbelievable, implausible, that is the possibility. Then for, it seems like that something is intentionally caused. So, since intentionally created, that is fine-tuned argument. So these are the number 6. And here's another thought experiment. About the continuous winning pattern. Okay, at the person at the top, the lottery and got 1.5 is lucky, and however take 2 times continuous, that is 2 happy, 2 lucky. It is impossible to calculate. That might be something in that life. Then, if he got in 3 times in a row and continuously in success, that is almost impossible. That is the kind of thought experiment for the fine-tuned argument. So, these are the reasons that we can believe there is a God. Okay? Now, let's go on to number 7. Number 7. Number 8, please. Yes, number 7, we are going to discuss about. Number 7 is ontological argument. Actually, let's add the reason to believe we have discussed, and that is good enough to believe. Then, about how much ontological is this we are right, then we can discuss about this. And in this case, there are some actions for the proof. So nearly thousands of years ago, the philosopher and monk called Esmeralda Canterbury put the forward of an ontological argument. He said there is something about the very idea because of the compelled view of where the world there must exist. Therefore, trying to gather hand from this story, the one is tricky. So, yes, there are several prayers to Toronto's proof. So, here are 6 proof. Number 1. That God is the greatest possible thing. Number 4. God is the greatest possible. Greatest possible. Think you can imagine. God exactly, He is more than or better than and greater than that you have imagined. However, that is the one proof you can grasp, you can imagine that is a part of God and that is one of the gods of the proof. Then, number 2. The things can be possessed just in our imagination or in our imagination and reality. So, things in our imagination exist. So, anything we can imagine can exist. That is the goal and achievement is the same idea of this. And number 3 is the things that exist reality is greater than things that exist only in imagination. So the things in reality is greater than created everything that is more greater than what you imagine. Then about number 4. Number 4 is suppose the God exists only in the imagination. So you can suppose God only in your imagination. Then number 5. This God cannot be the greatest possibility thing. This God cannot be the widest possible things. So there must be some other greatest, but this is God. In number 6, last one. We saw the God messages, reality, as well as in the people's imaginations, God must exist. So, God exists. As well as we imagine. In this case, if we imagine that is a God, and when we imagine that is a God, if we did not imagine that is not a God, it's only within the imagination. And lastly, you can have this question and the thinking of these 4 words. Do we have to define God as the greatest possible thing? Or in what sense existing reality greater than the already thing destination? Does it even make sense? If we swap the word and God would say, well, that's grand because prefer the greatest possible, that's grand must exist. Or is it the argument that the phenomenon goes into existence? These are the questions for you to see again. Then last page, you can find the radius experience and the cosmological argument. Hold on. So, radius experiment. And cosmological argument. There are the obvious things about various things about the various every regions. Explain that seems to be caused by God. This can be taken as evidence to the God. Because there is there exists religion, then God exists. Then cosmological movement is everything must have a cause. So everything is the cause. Then extremely there is God at the end, in the beginning. So, that is a cosmological argument. So in this case, do you believe or not That is another type of thing to think about. Okay, but I'm sorry, the first was black and white. This is all about the world thinking. This is not the God about religious kind of thinking. That is taught only within the philosophy type of thinking, what God is. Then you can see and find and think of what God is and what God means in everyday life. And other than, especially in Japan, the people do not take any attention to the God, but it's very, very often the case in the world. The people that think about God is and God's distance and what the real role of the God. So you should take this and for granted. Everyone knows this about this and thinking about it in everyday life. Then other people, and other countries, every place. So you should take this, the idea to communicate with people. Okay, that's all this about the God. Thank you very much. See you next time.